Hey guys, this is Mistress Nightmare here, and I'm sorry for the late posting of this video of A Killer's Baby Chapter 10. Due to the recent time change, it kind of threw me off for a bit. Though it might have been in my part due to staying up until 3 in the morning working on different editing on videos and school projects. And I also want to say thank you all for supporting my channel, and it has been 8 years in the making. And starting in 2014, reading pure creepypasta fanfictions for you guys has been amazing. Seeing so many people who love and support my channel and the creepypasta fanfictions in general, since there's not a lot going out anymore due to certain circumstances. But anymore, I'm going to be starting reading chapter 10 of A Killer's Baby, along with a few new creepypasta fanfictions, since we have finished Forever Your Slenderman and probably continue reading the Tiki-Toby love story. If there's any suggestions for different creepypasta fanfictions out there, if you guys want your own creations to be read on my channel, please message me through Instagram or leave me an email in the description box below for you guys to send in your stories. I have several people who have been brave enough to contact me through these two things, and it has been an honor working with them and reading their work. So until then, let's get started. Zaga's point of view. Who are you? Oh, the look in her eyes. I love seeing the fear in my victim's eyes, but I cannot kill her now. She's too valuable. My dear, am Zago. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm nothing but a friend of Slenderman. It was the best lie to her right now to tell her the truth. I want to play with her first. Oh, why are you here? I smiled wide, my devilish smile. Is it wrong to meet you? I've heard a lot about you from my friends. I don't believe you. I've stopped smiling and stared at her with fake shock on my face. You don't? Why? Don't you believe me? I'm telling the truth. Because my friends got an odd feeling about, and he also said that he's Slenderman's friend. Oh, you mean Timothy? I mean, Masky, of course, I do. He doesn't trust you, and neither do I. She kicked me in the leg really hard, knocking me off out of the way as she tried to run out the door. Before she does, I grabbed her by the arm and pinned her to the wall. I started glitching out into my demonic form from my human form, from the anger and pain, trying to calm myself down. Now, listen here, little Isabella. I suggest you behave. I made it look like dead into my eyes as I was about to cast a spell on her before I got hit to the ground. She was grabbed away from me, and I looked up to see who hit me. It was none other than Laughing Jack himself. I got up, smirking. Look who it is, the black and white clown himself. Zago. LJ backed up with Isabella behind him, being very cautious that he might make his way towards the door, pushing her out and slamming the door behind him. Isabella's point of view. As soon as we were at the door, the man that I thought it was figured to be Zago said his name was Laughing Jack, or LJ, picks me up and starts running into the forest as fast as he could to Slenderman's mansion with me in his arms. I was kind of freaking out because I didn't know what to do. LJ was running and running, not stopping once as we reached the mansion. He put me down and opened the door and pushed me inside, making sure I didn't fall. Everyone turns around to see us. When Jeff was there, I was kind of glad to see him because I didn't know what else to do without him. I immediately ran to him into his arms and hugged him tightly, and he hugged me back with words of reassurance. LJ, what happened to her? What did you do? Jeff yelled, angrily holding onto me. I immediately looked at him. Jeff, he didn't do anything to me. I swear. It was a man named Zalgo. As soon as I said his name, everyone looked at me in shock and fear. Immediately, Slenderman was in front of me, grabbing me by my arm. It really hurt. Slender, please be more careful with her. Isabella, what did he say? What did he do? Did he do anything to you? No, he didn't do anything to me. He just said that he was your friend and he wanted to meet me. He grabbed my wrist. Slenderman looked at my wrist and it was still bruised up. That Zalgo guy was really holding on to me really bad and tightly, and it hurt. LJ, I want you to bandage her up her wrist. And when you're done, come to my office. He teleports away, leaving me with everyone else. As LJ walked over and started working on my damaged wrist. I looked at LJ, who was going over to him. I want to thank you so much for helping me. He stared at me for a moment and then smiled. I noticed that he had really sharp teeth like LJ did. No need to thank me, little lady. If I didn't, I'm pretty sure Jeff would have killed me. Plus, I was really nearby and I wanted to meet this so-called person named Isabella. I kind of got distracted in the middle of his sentence because staring straight at his nose, and he didn't realize it as I was studying it until I reached and poked it. Oh my god, it's real. He didn't move and didn't even look at me. He just stared at the wall for a second, then looked at me from the corner of his eye. Kind of like he was glaring at me. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I heard Ben and Jeff in the background trying to not burst out to laughing. Jane was already laughing, and LJ was crossing his arms, shaking his head. When I saw Lou walking into the kitchen, he was staring at LJ and was wondering why, but I didn't bother to ask. LJ noticed Lou was staring and waved at him and went to sit back down to his kidneys. To be honest, it was kind of creepy seeing him eating. It made me feel sick, but I didn't think it was from him. It made me feel sick about some reason. It looked delicious. I shook my head, trying to get that thought out of my head. Just staring at me for a moment. Questionable, why was I shaking my head? What's wrong? He said, putting his hand on my back. Nothing. I was just thinking I'm really hungry. Jane looked at me for a moment. I just cooked some pasta. Would you like some? I smiled and nodded my head, following her into the kitchen. Jeff followed behind me, keeping a close eye on me, making sure that I'm okay. When we got to the kitchen, I saw Toby at the table, stuffing his face with pancakes and waffles. Masky was sitting on the right side of him, eating some pasta, while Hoodie was sitting on the other side, or the right side of Masky, staring at him eat, or at least I think he was staring. I can't really tell because of his mask. Jane handed me a plate full of spaghetti. I don't really need to eat this much. Oh, honey, you need to eat. You're eating for two, remember? I saw a girl walk into the kitchen. She had brown hair, and one of her eyes was a clock. Oh, Clockwork, you're back. Come meet Isabella. This is the person known as Clockwork looked at me and walked over. Clockwork, this is Isabella. She's Jeff's girlfriend. She looked at me up and down for a moment. The pregnant one. I've been hearing about you from Nina. Yep, isn't she cute? Hi. Heh, adorable. I can tell she was being sarcastic. I can tell she heard it and didn't like me since she's been talking to Nina, and Nina hated me. I still couldn't figure out why. Later on that afternoon, I was still in the Slenderman Manor, and Jeff went to go get Jeffrey for me, so I had out everything I needed. I was sitting on the sofa, watching Ben play his game with Laughing Jack. Jeffrey was laying on my lap, and Jeff was sitting next to me fast asleep. I sat Jeffrey on Jeff's lap and got up. Where are you going? I looked to see it was Ben who was looking at me curiously about where I was going. Nowhere, I'm just going to the restroom. I got up and walked to the direction of the restroom, but stopped when I heard Nina's voice call out to me. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. I'm glad. If you want more Ben Drowned love stories, check out the playlist that will be popping up soon. Also, if you want any more fanfictions narrations, please check out my other channel, Reading with Blade, which has multiple fanfictions up already. If you are interested in the yaoi experience, check out Tyler O'Connell's channel if you want to go there. But note that channel is only 18 and up. I've been listening to Tyler's stories and I'm addicted to them. Until then, bye guys!